Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike from This Divided World, and I want to show you this guitar exercise idea that I just was trying to come up with a name for, and I came up with the missing finger. And basically, the idea is that you basically pick one or more fingers that you're not going to use. Just like to start it off, for example, like say you're just riffing around or just playing scales and stuff, and like say you normally play, like this is in standard, so it's going to be an A minor. Right, I typically could play it with my pointer, my ring, and my pinky like this. And so what if, for example, you say, okay, I'm not going to play with my pinky. So that means on these notes, you got to find something different to do. So I'm only going to play with these three fingers. So the riff or the scale would be. And then like you further that idea by saying, like, okay, I'm only gonna play with my middle and my ring, and I'm just gonna like riff around. Or like, I'm only gonna do my pointer and my middle. So the point's not necessarily to have like a good sounding jam, but to really focus on what your fingers are doing, because you get so used to playing. I mean, this chord shape or this scale shape, for example, the just minor. You play it all over, and you just play it the same way every single time, and it's good because then when you're doing that scale, like in a solo or something, higher up, you're used to playing it. You can play it fast, and it sounds good and all that stuff. But the thing is, you become so dependent on playing it one way that, like, for example, like one time I cut one of my fingers or something. Can't remember. I want to say it was my ring, and I couldn't use it. And it seems like it's not such a big deal until you're forced to play with only these fingers. I mean, like for me, whenever I play regular power chords, I'm using my pointer and my ring. I guess sometimes I use my pinky as well. But like, imagine if you could only use your pointer and your middle. It totally changes how you look at everything, and it's like in terms of its practical use, you're probably not gonna be, if you cut off one of your fingers, you'll learn to deal with it eventually, anyways. And it's probably not like a realistic scenario. But like think if in the middle of a show, either like a string breaks and it snaps on one of your fingers, and like man, you just can't play with it, or who knows, anything could happen. Like, would having one less finger shut down your entire set, or like would you not be able to play guitar? So it's just cool. It makes you. It's almost like you're a beginner at guitar again. Like you have no knowledge of how to do it, because if you're always typically okay, I got like a big reach, I'm gonna use my pointer and my pinky. But what if you didn't have your pinky? What if you had to do that reach? Or if you're only using these two fingers, and see how far you can stretch it. Or like probably the two most difficult to use is just your pinky and your ring. So the exercise is basically just pick a finger that you're not going to use, or pick multiple fingers, or even just like imagine just using one and you're riffing around. There I used two. It's so natural to use them. So it's almost like going backwards in time, from when you get a little bit better at guitar, you're going backwards and making yourself relearn how you use your fingers, and you're almost like unlearning so that you can kind of unlock more ability. Unlock more ability in your fingers because you get so locked into using them one way, and for certain things, like I said, for power chords. But what if I use that? That might let me do something else. Like, what is the quote? Necessity is the mother of invention. What if you needed to? I've had times where I was writing solos and I needed to have another finger available to do something else. So I had to use, a certain scale or play a certain chord or something in a way that I normally wouldn't, so that finger would be available for the next note. So it's just about versatility. Like, practically, you're probably not going to use this in every day, but it's just a cool new way to look at practice and to make it fun again, in case sometimes it loses its shimmer to be practicing. But anyways, yeah, that's the missing finger guitar exercise.